A lot of times you would find recruiters making fake profiles on dating sites to get them to actually talk to you, and then you would befriend them and not try to date them, but you would actually try to recruit them for jobs. I started recruiting, 25 years ago? So I've met a lot of people, recruited a lot of people. I think the last tally, I have over 60,000 hires in my career. Biggest client I ever landed, I got a CEO of a very well-known tech company in Silicon Valley. I'd only actually been recruiting in the tech industry for about 2.5 years. The only reason I got the person is because once I found out what their cell phone number was, I called her at 6:30 in the morning because I had actually stalked her online to find out what she was doing at the beginning of her day to the end of her day. She actually picked up the phone and she spoke to me. And she said the only reason that she picked up the phone is because she couldn't believe that someone would call her at 6:30 in the morning, and it should be damn important. So I had 5 seconds to pitch the job to her. It took me 4.5 seconds, a second for her to tell me no and hang up on me. 2 days later, she called me back, and she said that anybody that would have the audacity to call her at 6:30 in the morning, she wanted to meet them in person, even if she wasn't going to take the job. So we made a time to meet for lunch in Los Gatos, and I had never been there before, so I showed up 2 hours early because I was so new at what I was doing. I had no idea who this person or how she was going to react to me. It actually was really, really pleasant, and we went through the whole rigmarole of the job and what it entailed, and of course she was 25 years my senior, and she started laughing at me halfway through it, and she said, "You'll do well as a recruiter because you're so likable." And I almost felt like it was kind of condescending, so maybe I should have acted a different way. She and I actually have stayed friends. She did take the job, and I got my first $150,000 check. And I was 25, 26 at the time. And I figured, well, I should probably keep doing this gig. This plays pretty well. So that was my biggest client that I ever closed that quickly. But I don't think recruiters do that stuff anymore. They don't find out where people are or what they're doing. I used to show up in bars to not pick them up, but try to recruit engineers during the .com. I would actually sit at tables and listen to see who worked where and looked at their little hoodies to see what they were doing and where they worked, and then try to get them to talk to me or buy me drinks. And then after that, I didn't interview them on the spot, bring them in. Yeah, people just don't do guerrilla kind of recruiting anymore. I used to stand out at the Google bus stop and pass out breakfast sandwiches to the people getting onto the buses to get them to talk to me, to get them to leave Google, because I would tell them that it was, no offense to Google, but it was an awful place to work and that they should come work for my startup. I just was tenacious. I figured if somebody was going to get that person to move, it was going to be me. And now, 25 years later, I still go out and do it. I don't know how to do anything else. A lot of it, nowadays after the pandemic, so everybody wants to work remote. So it's a little bit harder, whereas it used to be people in California stopped working on Friday afternoons around 1 o'clock, and they would go to their local pub or wherever it was, and you would find them that way. During COVID, it all changed. They're all working from home. They didn't really want to talk to you. They were in their jammies halfway through the day. So what you would often do is you would stalk them on social media. A lot of times you would find recruiters making fake profiles on dating sites to get them to actually talk to you, and then you would befriend them and not try to date them, but you would actually try to recruit them for jobs. So you just have to be really creative, and if it doesn't work, you just try something else. I've actually, this sounds kind of stalkerish that I say it out loud, but I've actually figured out where people live and where they go to church, and I approached other church members to have them introduce me to them in order to get them to come to the job. Some of the simple things, though, maybe for not the high-profile jobs, I would actually offer to rewrite people's resumes or give free services out there for career development, those type of things. But I guess I just don't have boundaries when it comes to people and their jobs. I will actually interview somebody at a gas station if I think that they have some potential for a job that I'm looking to fill. I used to go into Starbucks and Chick-fil-A because they had the best customer service people, steal them and move them into sales positions in California. So those type of things. Or when I was looking for fruit pickers, it was a whole different thing. I would actually go out to the Catholic churches and ask the priest to allow me to come in and give like a spiel on why they should come work in our wineries. But still, those people today, they still know me and they still refer clients to me and candidates to me on a regular basis.